I guess this is just a case of this car found me. I love early mornings. I love getting out on the highway before everyone else and just enjoying that open road. I like going to small towns and just driving around and checking things out, exploring and seeing what's out there. I love driving out onto a 2-lane highway somewhere, finding a place to park and just watching the sunrise. I bought this car from a friend of mine, and I had no interest in this thing whatsoever. He bought it several years ago and lost interest in it. Another friend of ours was going to buy it, and along the way the car got taken apart. And I was sitting at home one day, and it was just sitting in his backyard rotting away, and I was sitting at home and I was thinking about the car, and I thought, man, I wonder what he's going to do with that thing. So I sent him a text. I said, what do you want for that thing? He says, shot me a number, and I couldn't refuse. So I picked the car up, and all the parts were with the car. They were all in the trunk. And honestly, I was just going to pull the drivetrain out of it and do something else with the drivetrain. But I took the next few weeks, well, a few months really, just kind of going through everything and slowly putting it back together again. You know, somebody had put a lot of time and effort into it. The engine had been replaced at one time, but I had to do some upgrades to it. I upgraded the cooling system, fuel system and whatnot, exhaust, but yeah, just over time I got it back together again and got it running and driving and started driving it. I started to fall in love with it, you know, and I'm not a Ford guy, but this car just wanted to be driven. It just wanted to be put back together again. And I'm glad I did. I enjoy it. It's your typical 70s car, and I forgot what it's like to drive a 70s car around. You know, the thin steering wheel, the laid back seating position. Nothing's ergonomic in these things. You know, you're stretched out and low, and you got to lean forward to turn the headlights on, or you know, operate the air conditioning controls. At least in this car, anyway. You know, the steering is slow and the brakes aren't that good, but it goes down the road every bit as good as a Honda Accord. So it's fun. You know, people enjoy it. They like seeing it. Not a lot of people see these cars. I can't remember the last time I've seen a 1973 Mercury Cougar on the road. You know, I see quite a few of the older ones, the late 60s ones, but these not so much. It gets a lot of attention. People like it. People like to see it. And I enjoy driving it. Just being out on that road. You know, on a nice 2-lane blacktop somewhere in the desert out here is just great. You know, I love it. So, I don't know what the future holds for this thing. For now, I'm enjoying it. I'm going to drive it. And the nice thing is I can drive this car anywhere and not worry about it. It's not, I like to say it's good from far, far from good. You know, it's a good 10-footer. So, it's not perfect by any means, This whole driver's side of the car has had some extensive work done to it. It's had quarter panel work. It's had, you know, the doors had a lot of work. This fender was replaced, but that's okay. You know, I like the fact that it's not perfect, because if it's a perfect car, you don't want to drive it. You know, don't get me wrong, I appreciate fully restored, beautiful cars. I love looking at them. I admire them. But you don't want to drive it. You don't want to drive it to the mall, you know, and park it in a mall parking lot somewhere. No way. So this thing, I don't care. You know, it doesn't bother me at all. So I'm glad I put it back together again. I'm glad I put it back on the road. It deserves it.